What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I am Dom with the great man Sauce. What's happening, bro?
What is happening, Doma? What is
Not
happening?
much. Not much.
Yeah, look, just on the mend, brother. On the mend. Unfortunately, bit of an injury in basketball 2 weeks ago. Got the bad news. Got a partially torn AC joint. So, yeah, on the mend, mate. On the mend.
That's not good.
Unfortunate. Yeah, but we'll get
First
back.
game without me injured.
Yeah. Well, what can I do, mate?
Well, the road to winning a title for us starts this week. We got our pracky game starting, so for soccer. So we're right back into it,
The
Sauce.
road to glory.
Yeah, we've got a pracky game every Saturday into the lead up to the season. So big one. So we're gearing up, mate. And if we put together some wins like my mob at the moment, Man United, we might be all right. I know where we've pulled this shit from, but we'll get to it when we get to
Has it
EPL.
turned? Have the tables turned? Are
I
things
don't know
turning at
what's
the
happened.
club?
I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's going on. James, welcome. Adam, I thought you were going to say you got the old osteitis pubis, Saucy. Splendor said, I told you Taylor and Mr. Pfizer would win the Super Bowl. Hello, mates. How you doing? You did. You definitely did.
Scripted.
Well, a lot of people are saying it. But who knows, mate? We can say it's scripted, or we can just say that the quarterback is probably going to go down as the second best player to ever play the game, potentially, or even the best player to ever play the game, Patrick Mahomes. So we could talk about that when we get to NFL. A bit on the cards. We will start with NBA. Welcome, Global, to the show. And I wanted to start with what the title of this episode is. LeBron James was on the trade block. And Source, you weren't aware of this, but the Golden State Warriors actually made an attempt to get LeBron and Steph Curry together at the trade deadline. So this article says that the speculation had mounted for over the 39-year-old's future with Los Angeles after he posted an image of an hourglass on social media. We know all that type of stuff. So, according to ESPN, Warriors forward Draymond Green, who shares an agent with James, encouraged the team to reach out to the Lakers about a possible trade. Lakers owner Jeanie Buss said the team did not want to trade its biggest star, but was open to a deal if James was determined to leave. However, after reaching out to James's agent, Rich Paul, the message came back that he wanted to remain a Laker and had no desire to join the Warriors. ESPN said James also intends to return to the Lakers next season, but there could be renewed interest from the Warriors and Philadelphia 76ers, who are also understood to have made inquiries about the Hall of Famer around the trade deadline. James and the Warriors met 4 straight years. Although James is 40 and no longer at his peak, he's still an effective player who was named NBA All-Star for the 20 season and is averaging 24.8 points per game. Source.
Massive.
He's still an attractive asset, LeBron.
Yeah, he definitely is still an attractive asset. Yeah, that was news to me when you told me that. I had no clue. Would I want him to go? No. I think it's still it's add pieces to him and Davis to make our best team. Unless we decide to blow it all up and try build it up again. But we've seen how that went last time. I mean, took them forever to get the bright pieces. Guys have gone away from the Lakers and carved out good careers for themselves. So, yeah, look, does the Laker franchise have that patience? It seems as though they don't. So they're looking for results now, and results now. I think you got to keep those two guys in the team, in the lineup. LeBron stays. We pick up Spencer Dinwiddie. Don't know how it's a good pickup off the bench. I don't know if it's going to be a major pickup. He's a decent role player. He's never proven to be an absolute superstar. He's a good player, solid player. So hopefully he can add to the lineup. And yeah, look, I would have not disliked to see him go, especially to the Warriors. Bloody hell! I would have to call him KD.
How's the interest? The Lakers apparently are looking at Bronny now. I think there's a bit of panic stations at the Lake. I'm being serious. I think they're looking at Bronny because I think they know deep down inside LeBron's going to leave. I reckon he's leaving at the end of the season. He's not going to be there next year. I don't think he's there.
Force the Lakers to
do a Lonzo Ball thing again. Be forced to use a draft pick on a guy like that doesn't fit your system. Well, Lonzo Ball, I'm not saying Lonzo Ball's a dud, but he's been injury prone. But look at the guys that went ahead of Lonzo in that draft. I went after Lonzo in that draft. I'll bring it up. It was 2018?
2017, I think.
2017.
I think.
Yeah, Lonzo Ball. So I'm just going to read some of the guys because all the pressure was on the Lakers to take Lonzo Ball. These are the guys that the Lakers could have potentially drafted at 2. Jason Tatum, De'Aaron Fox, Lauri Markkanen, Donovan Mitchell, Bam Adebayo. These are like the notable players that are in there. Jared Allen. They took Kyle Kuzma anyway. Josh Hart they took as well. Who else in the top 10? Luke Kennard, you could have used him, shooting. Malik Monk, you ended up getting him, and you got rid of him, and he's playing well. Zach Collins, Dennis Smith Jr. was in there. Jonathan Isaac, injury prone. Josh Jackson, he's out of the league, pretty much. He's no good. The 2 guys that went top was Fultz and Lonzo Ball. So they're pretty much going to do another Lonzo because of the you watch the pressure ramp up source. This is a guy that should go undrafted. He's no good. But because you're going to want to keep LeBron, you're going to waste a pick on him. And fall into the same trap again. For what? LeBron to stick around for one more year? Like, that's what the Lakers, like, fan base needs to think about. You're going to waste a pick on a guy that's going to provide you nothing for LeBron to stay for one more year. Or 2 more years. Who cares? Let him go. Apparently, Philly was interested, and the Lakers said, yeah, you can have him, but you have to give us Embiid.
I don't know where that would have gone, really.
So, yeah, Global says he doesn't want LeBron at Golden State. Splendor agrees. Don't blaspheme Kevin Durant. He doesn't have a puppet manager like LaFraud. If they don't get Lil Bronny, he's going to leave, but if they do, it's going to stuff him up. Yep, correct. The Lakers going to have to pay a massive ransom to get him and set them back 10 years. Adam spitting facts. 100% that's what's going to happen. Now, I'm going to divert into this on the same trajectory source. As we know, LeBron, super talented, and what he's doing is amazing, but he's coming towards the end of his career. As we know, Father Time will catch up with him at some stage. He's not going to play till he's 60 or 50. He won't. He just won't. It's as simple as that. But the story is obviously Golden State. Now, I saw something very interesting. They're interested in 3 players in this offseason source. 3 players. The third one I say to you, if it happens again and he actually is in discussion, even though I've lost a lot of respect for him anyway, you're going to lose a hell of a lot more. So, obviously, the first one is LeBron James, if he's made available. The second one is Paul George, if he's made available. This is the Golden State. The third player, if made available source, they're actually keen on pursuing Kevin Durant to return to the Golden State Warriors. The guy that's bounced around the league to win a chip and hasn't won jack shit without Steph Curry. Jack All created a super team and they're struggling because they got a guy that drops 70 in games that they don't win. You're not winning a chip when you got a guy like that. Those are the 3 players. Paul George, good defender. He probably helps them. It's like having Wiggins again, but older. More talented, clearly. A lot better player than Andrew Wiggins. LeBron, aging, 2 more years. Get Kevin Durant. They probably win another title. I reckon it's safe to say with Curry. They can probably win again.
Yeah.
But your thoughts on those 2 players, Paul George and potentially Kevin Durant? We've just spoken about LeBron.
Yeah, I don't think Paul George will go anywhere. I think he'll stay a Clipper. I see that. I see their season, firming nicely. What they were down today against the Warriors, and they fought back and won without Kawhi as well. So yeah, I don't see the reason why he'd want to leave. I don't see Paul George going anywhere. Yeah, and then who was the other one again?
Kevin Durant.
They'd have to get rid of Draymond, surely. That couldn't sync up again. Still beef there, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. Oh, actually, I would if I'm Curry. You'd love to get him back and just keep winning chips.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, jeez. Kim K is going out with Odell Beckham now. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I tell you what, there was, Odell Beckham got caught with some hot plates. He's definitely back on those. Steve says this is all the leverage to orchestrate a Bronny, who is not close to an NBA player. Completely agree. Why wouldn't you want the guy who told Curry to take a back seat on his own team? Hashtag KD chips matter. That's fair. I just thought it was interesting. The next story is you just did bring up the Clippers, and it is Kawhi's hurt. Does this affect their season, or because they're so well coached, they just
what
keep
are you
rolling?
Talking about?
They're going to win the title, in my opinion.
Kawhi orchestrated this injury, so he didn't have to go to All-Star break. He doesn't have to do any All-Star commitments. He's had to pull out because he was going to be an All-Star, and he's just getting their body right, prime, ready for a playoff run.
I reckon they're going to win the title. I reckon they're going to win it. I'm just convinced. I'm convinced. They're playing too good at basketball at the moment. Like, I know it's still early. It's pre-All-Star break. I get all that. But, wow.
What we've seen so far, it's been really good.
They're stacked, man. Like, Paul George, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Westbrook coming off the bench is a great player coming off the bench with that second year with Norman Powell. PJ Tucker.
Yeah, Norman Powell underrated.
PJ Tucker there as well.
Underrated off the bench. Norman Powell.
He's a very good player. Do they still have Reggie Jackson, or is he gone?
No, he's gone. He plays with He plays with Denver now.
Okay. Healthy Clippers are a problem, says Splendor. Yep, I agree. And the last one, Source, of course. Some good news. Is this one. Let me bring it up. The Kobe statue, Source.
Yeah. Salute. Kobe.
It's unveiled.
81.
There it is.
Still holds the highest score for a player of most recent times. No one since that point has scored more than him. He got 72, 73, 74s, but no 82 or more, or 81 or more.
Pretty incredible. Adam says they've got to keep getting along. If Harden switches up and becomes the problem, the Clips will self-implode. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing. And Harden's one of those guys. He's just got to take a back seat because he's proven nothing in the playoffs. So, yeah.
Thank you. That was a good point, Doma. Yes,
proven nothing, bro. We talk about
should be push comes to shoves in the playoff games. Get out the way. Give the ball Kawhi in the mid range. That's the game plan.
The things that people remember, Source, like one of the best all time players. People go, Harden this, Harden that. Harden's better than Wade. Harden could be better than Wade, but we'll never put him ahead of Wade because he's never won a chip. He's never done anything. He hasn't led a team to a title. He hasn't done all that stuff. That all comes into consideration. I was actually talking to someone about, like, it's a bit different, but soccer, for example. A lot of people say, obviously, winning the World Cup is so hard to do. so hard to do. If you don't win World Cups, you need to win Champions Leagues if you're playing in Europe. Now, one guy that in my eyes, he's one of the best players ever, but he can't be considered like top 20 ever. He's probably one of the best scorers we've ever seen, but Zlatan's never won a Champions League. That does diminish your legacy to some extent. Like, to play for so many top teams in Europe and never walk away with that trophy, like, that means something. It really does mean something. So it's the same thing with James Harden. He bottles it when it counts, and that's the problem. So until you prove something, like, that's just the way it is. Like, you got to prove it. Splendor says Harden isn't in Wade's atmosphere. That's why Messi is the GOAT. I'm not going to get baited this week. I put this top on tonight, funnily enough, and I announced it. It's an Eric Cantona top, Man United. I'm like, I just want to remember the good times of United, mate. We could actually win titles. And I announced it, and my wife goes, "No one cares." I go, "Okay." She goes, "Only you care," just like what Soccer Top Source wears on podcasts. I said, "Yeah, but you pissed me off." I said, "He pissed me off a couple of weeks ago." I said, "It's different." I said, "He knew what he was doing. He bought the top specifically to piss me off."
Exactly, I did. That's 100% true. It was good quality. I'm telling you. I'll be wearing it.
Bloody rumor. It was very funny.
When the MLS season starts and Messi scores a hat trick, then I'll have to put it on.
Yeah, fair enough. Canton is the man. Yep, it's good at fly kicking people. The only thing Harden and Wade have in common is they're both dressed like Wade's. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Splendor. Jeez. All right, that's it for basketball. Let's move on. Let's get to the EPL.
A bit of action in the World Game this week. We had Champions League as well, Dom.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got it on the cards, the Champions League. I'm very happy that it was back.
And I'm pretty sure there was also one game of the SPL, your most favourite league.
Well, there was Asian Cup this morning.
There was Asian Cup. Yes, Ronaldo scored the winner in the 81st minute.
I was going to say, guess who scored again?
Against Al Fayha.
Yeah, Al Fayha. Yep, he definitely scored. He introduced the new celebration this morning, Source, as well. I don't know if anyone saw it. He does this thing.
Yeah.
So he's done the sue before, where he's like turned around and he's like sued and then gone like that. But no, it was a weird one. He like did the full thing. Everyone was like, he's going to sue, and then he just stood there, and it was weird. Anyway, he scored. That's all that matters. And guess who the first person was that ran up to him, Source? You will love this.
Aziz.
Guess who? Aziz! And Ronaldo's grabbed him, he's kissed him on the head. And I was loving it. Big Aziz. He played, he debuted.
What a moment that would be, yeah. What a moment that would be. Coming up as a young kid. You're playing with one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player to play the game.
We're going to try and get him on this podcast, Source. Aziz, not Ronaldo. He's not coming on this podcast. But he hasn't got time. But I'm going to try and get Aziz on. I'm going to message him. I say, please, we love ya. We got beards like ya. We look like we could play in the Saudi League. We're Paysan. Come on the pod. We'd love to interview him. He's had a crazy journey too, Beige. He's played A-League, bounced around there. Played for
a while.
For Turkey. Yeah, went to Turkey. Played, obviously, in and out of the Australian side. He's played at World Cups. He was actually one of our better players at the last World Cup. And then, obviously, he signed over at Al Nassr. It'd be great to get his story, whether he comes on or not. It's a long shot. But, you got to have a crack. You got to have a crack, Source, at some stage. All right, let's get to the results. Man City get the job done over Everton. Brentford over Wolves 2-0. Tottenham defeat Brighton 2-1. Sheffield beat Luton 3-1. Liverpool defeat Burnley 3-1. Fulham defeat Bournemouth 3-1. Newcastle defeat Nottingham 3-2. Arsenal slap West Ham 6-0. Absolute slap. Man United beat Villa 2-1 with a Scott McSaucy 86-minute special. And then Chelsea, they were falling a bit far behind, mate, in this bet, Chelsea. And Matty, he's put a rocket up their backside before the game and said, listen, you're letting Doma get too far ahead with United. You better pull the finger out and do something. And they got the 3-1 win over Palace. So I think they're still 10 points behind us. So they're a mile behind.
34 points, and you're on
41
points.
Oh, so 7 points behind us now. So they're trying to stay within. Vinny, what's happening, bro? Good morning. Fine gents.
Yeah, he's back. He's back. Vincent, go check out his latest video, Card Hour.
Is he back?
I
think he messaged.
Dropped some content.
Sorry about the DMs. I've been busy. I haven't really got back to people, Vinny. Just be careful your picks, because last time you gave great picks, Vincent, another channel took them all and ran with them because you gave too much information. You did the work for them. Americans, funny. All right, let's get to this week's games. We got Brentford, Liverpool, Burnley, Arsenal, Fulham, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Nottingham, West Ham, Tottenham, Wolves, City, Chelsea. Manny, you better not drop points here. Sheffield, Brighton,
by 3 goals.
Luton, Man United, 3:30 a.m. on Monday. What a shithouse time. And then Everton, Crystal Palace, Tuesday, when our next pod will be. So there you go. Oh, when you're giving your picks on Soccer Card Collective, and then they just so happen to appear on another channel. I know I made a 10-minute video explaining why Italy would win the Euros. Yeah, because you're the GOAT, bro. You're all over it. You were telling everyone about Charles de Ketelaere before anyone even knew who Charles de Ketelaere was. You killed it on that podcast. You and the crew there absolutely dominated. It was a good pod. All right, let's move on. Champions League source. We had some results from yesterday and today. We had Lazio defeating Bayern 1-0, which is funny. I tell you what, Saucy is just waiting for Bayern to just lose out in everything. That's his wish for 2024. Kane goes there and they win nothing. Because Bayer Leverkusen wins the Bundesliga and they get booted out of Champions League. PSG defeats Sociedad 2-0. Did Mbappe score in there?
The Spurs curse follows him.
Mbappe did score.
Yep. First goal.
Yep. Copenhagen gets spanked 3-1 against City, and Brahim Diaz scored against Leipzig for the 1-0 win for Real Madrid. So
yeah, a bit of controversy in that game as well. Apparently, Leipzig should have had a goal that was disallowed.
Ah, okay.
So
was that in the first half?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but that's. I didn't watch that game. I was watching more the Man City game. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I flicked to that game a little bit, but I didn't get to see much of it. I did watch the PSG game. It was pretty even in the first half, and then in the second half, PSG just turned the screws a bit more. Went up actually another gear, and obviously got the 2-0 win. And yeah, I didn't see the Lazio game because I was watching PSG.
Games next week, source on Thursday, Wednesday and Thursday. We have Inter versus Atletico Madrid, PSV versus
What a tie.
FC Porto versus Arsenal, and Napoli versus Barcelona. So some ripper games. And Vincent, you probably haven't seen the show for a while, but we do cover the best league in the world on this show. It is back this week, and that is the Saudi Pro League. So welcome to your podcast, your weekly podcast of information on the best league in the world. We only cover 4 teams, and it's the top one. We just pretty much talk about Ronaldo. That's what I do. And Source just tells me to shut the hell up.
Just fanboys about Ronaldo. Jeez.
I'm going to actually, the game that I think you're referring to was the Al Ittihad game that they played. Yeah. They won 3-0. But there's been some controversy. Benzema got dropped for the Asian Champions League game tomorrow morning. So I think he's on his way out, Source.
Yeah, I think he is on his way out.
Yeah. And apparently Neymar is on his way out too. Off to Santos. Could be going back to his to the club where it all began for him. So very interesting. Games tomorrow morning. Source for the Saudi Pro League. We've got Abba versus Al Tawun, Al Khalij versus Al Etifak. Then on Saturday morning, we've got Damak versus Al Shabab, Al Akdud Al Ali, Al Wada versus Al Tay. Sunday morning, we've got Al Hazem Al Faya, Al Nassar versus Al Fateh at 4 a.m. Source. That's the special there. That's feature game on 10 play. And then on Monday morning, we've got Al Halal versus Al Raid and Al Ittihad versus Al Riyadh. They could also be resting Benzi. I don't know. Anyway. The standings.
Yeah, look,
I
did
reckon
hear
it's
words
over.
that he's not happy with certain things, and I mean, look, it'll be funny if the similar situation happens like in China, where you had all the players coming in and they didn't really like the situation, and then mass exodus, and you still had some players staying here and there, and you still get some players now going over there because the money's so lucrative. But will they be able to get the a large influx of decent international players where they can spread them across a number of teams? I mean, when you have a look at it, like, a lot of the talent from the international players is spread across probably about 8 of the 18 teams out of the comp. So, and, with two or three of them having most of it. So,
They do have a lot of money to push in there. Like, they've got a lot. And a lot of it happens in the off season, as we saw. So when the season ends, they just go crazy, just buying everyone. But it'll be interesting to see how many players, leave Source. That's the thing we've got to look at. And do we look at Neymar really as a case study? Not really. He hasn't played. So the other guys seem to be having a great time at Al Hilal. Mitrovic and Milinkovic Savic. They're dominating. So... And then Al Ittihad, Benzi is probably the one where he's obviously disgruntled and he wants to go. Players are still going there, so we'll just wait and see what happens. Flawless. Vincent said, give that man a raise, being able to read that so flawlessly. Mate, we cover it. I told you. This is match week 20, and we've been covering it for the last 19 match weeks. Don't worry. We've got it down pat. The ladder at the moment, the standings, Al Hilal still on top with 53 points. Al Nassr on 46 points, 7 points behind them. And to be honest, I know Al Ali's in third with 40, and it's really a two-horse race at the moment. So the most impressive stat, Al Hilal, 59 goals for Source, and they've only conceded 9 goals for the whole season.
But they haven't lost a game all season. 17 wins, 2 draws.
Yeah. Their goal difference is plus 50.
Outstanding. 17 wins, 2 draws, and 19 played. Crazy.
It's actually cool. All right, let's keep powering through.
Keep rolling on.
NFL Source. Super Bowl, done and dusted. You reckon it was scripted with T Swizzle. The stat came out, Source. 123 million people watched it. 132 million, whatever the hell the number was. The highest watched Super Bowl ever. And 47.5% of the viewers, Source, were female.
There you go.
Bit of T-Swizzle effect.
T-Swizzle effect.
I know that's why Jay watched it. He watched it for T-Swizzle this year. I know that for a fact. So they get the
Mr.
job done.
Bandwagon himself.
Yeah. They get the job done. They were down. But if you watch enough Mahomes, you can be down, but he's never out. So
down 10. He was down 10 points, but came back. Once they started finding that connection to his wide receivers, they struggled in the first half. They made some adjustments. You can say it was scripted, last play of the game, but you still got to make it happen. You still got to pull off all those plays together, manage that clock. So yeah, look, probably deserve to win it. I feel like 49ers, they got held up a bit too much. You know, they struggled with their offense in the second half. They weren't able to move the chains enough, and it was within their grasp. And obviously, well done 49ers. I mean, Brock Purdy, he's been to a Super Bowl already at such a young age. He looks like a serious player and could be a very decent quarterback for that franchise going forward. People should be excited for the franchise, but unfortunately, when you come up against one of the greatest players to play the game in Mahomes, who knows, he's won 3 Super Bowls now, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, I think, as well.
Yeah,
in those Super Bowls. So
2 regular season MVPs.
Stacking them up. He's stacking them up.
He is stacking them up. Splendor. I'm going to try and G him up here, but your thoughts on Kelsey being better than Rob Gronkowski? Arguably, people are saying the greatest tight end of all time. Adam says, how about Ice Spice? Talk about a Lemon. Bro, I'll be honest with you. What the hell was going on in that box? There was a lot of lemons in that box. Just because T Swizzle's there, we've got Ice Spice, Lana Del Rey was there, which I don't mind Lana Del Rey. Ice Spice is a bit of a lemon. But who else? Miles Teller. I actually like Miles Teller. I watched Top Gun, I froth him, and then he's in the box, and I'm like, you're carrying on like a lemon. Why are you in there? It was like Lemonsville. All the Kardashians were in the box. Why are they all in T Swizzle's box? It was shocking.
Because she paid $2.5 million for it. She was the only one who could afford it.
And props to the guy. I don't know if you saw this source that put the prop bet to have Taylor Swift appear over 5.5 times on the broadcast. And he backed it in and he got the job done.
That's funny.
It's bloody elite.
What a bet.
AMK Trading Cards. Hey, fellas, long-time listener, first-time messenger. Love your content. Keep up the great work. Appreciate it.
Thanks for tuning in.
Adam says, Purdy was robbed by the script of the NFL. There's no way, come hell or high water, that the Chiefs were going to lose. There was too much at stake. Yeah, bro, they're going to lose their... Mate, I'm telling you, Roger Goodell is going to try and get T Swizzle and Kelsey to get married. I'm telling you, that's his plan. He needs her at every game so he can boost up the revenue for the NFL. He's got Pfizer on board with Kelsey, so he's got Big Pharma in one pocket. He's going to have the Swifties in the other pocket. And I tell you what, he could go down as the greatest commissioner in the history of the NFL. Shaq was there for a bit. Everyone was there, bro. It was just... Gronk is the best tight end to ever play football. I'd take Anthony Gonzalez over Pfizer Boy too. Anthony Gonzalez, for those that's Tony Gonzalez. So that's his full name, clearly, but some people might not know that. I didn't know who Ice Spice was till then. Watched an Ice Slice video and I feel like a stupider person. Teller is a sold Eagles fan from way back. It was just, yeah. If you know what Ice Spice was doing in that viral clip, then you know the game is scripted. The devil horns. Is that what you're talking about, Slender? Roger Goodell and Dan Andrews are related for sure.
Yeah, I like that one.
They're gonna have the what is it? The Belt and Road Initiative. It's going to go from bloody Chiefs Stadium to freaking the East West Link Tunnel. Oh, I'll tell you what. Anyway, Chiefs, well done. Another title. If they win next year, I think it's the first NFL team ever to go three-peat. No team's ever done that. So,
geez, massive motivation for them.
A lot of people saying if they can get that done, Kelsey and Andy Reid will retire if they can win 3 in a row, which wouldn't surprise me if that did happen. Be a pretty epic way to go out. 4 titles.
Did you see in the first half Kelsey absolutely going off at Andy Reid?
Yeah.
You know what that was? That was him saying, dude, get me the ball. Like, we need to get me the ball. Yeah, like, you understand that? And what happened in the second half when they got him the ball? He made a big difference. He was. There was one play where he just got it, and there was two guys in front of him. He said, "No, you aren't stopping me." And he literally just got an extra 3 yards just from running straight through the two guys.
The best play was when he received it, and he got past the first down, and the defender came to tackle him, and he just went through him, and he had to get taken off the ground. He destroyed him.
That's right. Yes, he destroyed the defender. Yes.
That was crazy. I'll tell you what. If you know, you know, says Splendor. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I didn't catch that, but when you listen to some of the podcasts I listened to, they were talking about it, and it was very funny. I was pissing myself. So, well done to the Chiefs. I'm not going to say I said they'd win the Super Bowl, but I did. So, you heard it here first 8 months ago. Or whatever the hell it is. 6 months ago. There you go. Double coverage does it again. Saucy picked the World Cup. I picked the Super Bowl. Happy days. What's next? So we picked the Ballon d'Or. Saucy picked it all.
And we don't charge you $100 a month for our tips, mate.
Free picks.
Speak our mind.
You just got to put up with 2 lemons, but free picks. That's it. What could go wrong? All right, let's move over to you, Sauce, for some, because it's a big week this week.
Yes,
it's a big week.
It is a big week.
I'm nervous. I'm very nervous.
It is a massive week. It is a massive week. But before we even roll in and run it down, we must get the roll clean out, because here's the best damn soap you'll find. Head to www.rollclean.com.au and use the code double coverage at checkout for 20% off your first order. They got the Boost Balm, they got the beard oil, they got the magnesium bath salts, they got it all. Roll Clean soap is number one. Don't be the smelly guy in the gym. Roll in with confidence and destroy the competition. Oh, yes.
What's that? The
Lemon twist, lemongrass, and turmeric. Turmeric's good for inflammation, so you've got a bit of inflammation. It's got a bit of turmeric in there. That's good. Check them out, ladies and gentlemen. Roll Clean soap.
Splendor, you got to just DM me, bro. I'll get you in a group chat with me and Sauce, and you can just just open up, let it all out. Send us voice messages.
Let it all out.
Go for it, Sauce. Go for it.
All right. UFC this week, obviously, is a massive card. We'll quickly go over the previous card, which was at UFC Apex over the weekend. Jack Hermanson versus Joe Pyfer, the main event, where Hermanson was victorious with a unanimous decision over the 5 rounds. And the co-main event, you had Danny Ing defeated Andre Philly with a KO in the first round. If you haven't seen that, check it out. It was an absolute cracker. Then you had in the middleweight division, Ihor Potieria defeated Robert Berzik, 3rd round decision. And in the middleweight division, you also had Gregory Rodriguez defeating Brad Tavares. Michael Johnson defeated Darius Flowers in the lightweight division. And Rodolfo Vieira defeated Armin Petrosian with a submission in the first round in the middleweight division. That was the main card. Check out the prelim results if that was something that tickled your fancy. But, Doma, we didn't come here to spend too much time on that. We just came here to run through that quickly, because this weekend it is UFC 298, Alexander the Great Volkanovski against Ilia Topuria, the Spaniard. It's going to be a big matchup. Ilia Topuria, 14-0. Volkanovski is obviously lost his last 2 fights. Last 2 fights. But they were in a different weight division against Islam Makhachev, so, a big feat. He's back down to his weight division where he's absolutely dominated. And I tell you what, for a guy that's dominated his weight division the way he has and absolutely dominated some killers in this weight division, such as, Holloway, Ortega, who is the other guy that he dominated. I'm just trying to think before them. But there was another guy he absolutely dominated who had a really good run in this division. He swept the floor with them. I just find it difficult. That the bookies have such an even matchup between these two guys. I think the odds are like $1.80 for Volk, $1.90 for Topuria. Baffling, if you ask me, for the champ to be that close. But it is what it is, and we're going to enjoy it, Donna, because it's on this weekend. Volkanovski versus Topuria. The main card kicks off from 2 p.m.
Sunday.
It's in Anaheim at the Honda Center, Anaheim, United States. It's also co-main event by one of our boys, Robert Whittaker, up against Paulo Costa. So not only do you have Volkanovski versus Topuria, you got Whittaker versus Paulo Costa. That's a massive fight. Then you got Jeff Neal versus Ian Machado Gary, the Mr. Wag master himself, and Merab Devashili against Henry Cejudo, and Anthony Hernandez against Roman Kolopopov. Doma. It doesn't stop there, because in the prelims, you got Amanda Lemos against Mackenzie Dern. My girl, go Dern.
Lemos.
And then Marcus Rodrigo de Lima against Justin Tafa in the heavyweight division. And a big one for Big Tafa, because he comes up against his first ever ranked opponent in number 15, Marcus Rodrigo de Lima. So can he provide the goods, the Aussie Tafa, that will see him rocket up the division? And then the other fights under here, I'm not 100% on, but I just know there's some cracker bouts. So I would go through more, but those just went through the ones that I knew in the prelims. But it's a massive, massive card. Anything to say, Tom? What fight are you looking forward to the most?
What do you reckon I'm looking forward to? Like, this is the one. It's got a lot of. I am worried because of the knockout and the turnaround time from the Islam fight, Islam Volk 2. I'm really worried about that. And I reckon that could potentially be his downfall. I don't know. But this matchup has very, very, very similar likings to how the media and the pundits were portraying how Yair Rodriguez was going to do this to Volk and do that to Volk, and he's going to destroy him, and he's never fought anyone like this guy before, and he's an elite this and he's elite that, and Volk destroyed him. Picked him apart and absolutely decimated him. So I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I've never seen Topuria fight. I'll be honest with you. So I don't know. But I'd seen Rodriguez fight. I'm like, this guy, is elite. Elite. And then he came up against Volk, and Volk marginalized him and made him look like nothing. Just made him look like, just another fighter, another defense, another win.
I don't know. I think people are underestimating the Volk himself in terms of just the way he goes about it. He doesn't go about it. This is what I do best. This is my game plan. He devises a game plan that he thinks best suits that fighter and the way to beat him. Right. Then you have his A game and you have his B game, so you have and his C game, and you have different plans based off how the fight is going, what he should be doing, plans for different scenarios. And I feel like the experience is, you see this with these fighters. They're 14-0. They're 14-0. They're on top of the world. No one can beat them. I'm the best. I'm undefeated. This and that. And then they get this humbling experience. And, he's spoken about this. But I feel like this is the moment for Topuria. And this could maybe catapult him into a greater fighter. But I don't think it's his time. I think the Volk is too much of a wily vet. And he's still at the top of his game. It's not like he has dropped off. Well, he has dropped off. As you said, the only issue is, how well has he recovered from that head kick. Wasn't a vicious head kick like the Usman one, but nonetheless was still, dazed and whatever. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm going with the Volk. And the co-main event, I'm going with Robert Whittaker. And then in the welterweight bout, the third last fight, or the third last fight on the bout, Jeff Neal against Ian Gary Machado. I'm going to go Ian Gary. And then I'm going to do Henry Cejudo up against Merab Devashili. That's an interesting one. Cejudo, the underdog favorite. I feel like he'll bounce back. Devashili is a good fighter. Number 3 versus number 2. So that's a cracking fight. And then Anthony Hernandez against Roman Kopylov. I have no idea. I'm going to go with the Russian Kopylov. And then in Mackenzie Dern to beat Amanda Lemos because I like Mackenzie Dern, but she's got to be better at protecting herself. She doesn't protect herself enough at times. So we'll see how it plays out. But that's UFC 298. Tune in this weekend. Main card kicks off from 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time.
Boom.
Check your local guides.
Boom. Welcome, Jules. You're in the chat, so I don't know. People could ask you anything, so who knows? They could ask you things about me, but you can't answer them because you know me very well. So just be mindful. Dan says, I think Alex is done if he loses this. I'm scared. The knockout from Islam has me worried. What else we got here? If Volk wins, he should retire on the next down undercard. I can't see the guy retiring. He just loves it too much, bro. Like we heard that interview after the Islam fight when he lost, when he said, I just couldn't sit there and I had to take it. Like he was doing his head in. Like he just loves to fight. He just loves to fight. I don't know. It's an interesting one for him. That's it. Let's get into hobby talk. And I'll tell you where we're going to start on hobby talk. We're not getting off Alexander the Great Volkanovski, because Global said, did you snag the Volk 101 Tyson Beck sauce?
No, it was taken by bots. As soon as I refreshed the page, it was gone, Dom. I looked for it. I was going to buy it, and it was gone. So
the double coverage boxing promotions is now officially going to have Saucy Collectables Sauce and Dan the Cardman Dan teaming up together in a handicap match against the person that has the 101. So you can beat him down.
I think there's 2 1-of-1s out there.
Yeah, you got to beat him down in a 2-on-1. So when you win, because odds are in your favor, you're not going to be able to decide who gets to take the 1-on-1. So then that's when we have the boxing match, Saucy versus Dan. And it will be the decider of deciders for who takes the 1-on-1 home. Dan has given the boxing glove. He's ready to go. He says, I want to see him retire on top. He's such a beast. It would suck to see him go on a losing run. There is 2. We can have 1 each. Nah. Winner takes all. You get a 1-on-1 each. That's the way you got to do it, bro. Come on. This is the hobby, Dan. You know it's all about greed. There's no sharing allowed here. Come on, bro. Did you see? Funnily enough, I know you love grading a lot, Sauce. I know you froth it. And it's your favorite thing. But did you see Raul, the reel that he put out? Sports cards. Dan, it's Come Carry is my short sponsor. Well, we're getting Cards HQ for Sauce. That's for sure. And the Great Lamont. We're gonna have the Great Lamont's face on Saucy's ass. That's it.
Honestly, I gotta get his photo of him sitting on that stupid chair and just cover his face with a big lemon and print.
I did it before. I put it on the. I wonder if it's still on here because I brought it up on the show. I'm not sure if I deleted it. Oh, I might have deleted it. Remember we had it with him sitting on the chair with the lemon.
Yeah, we did have it somewhere.
That was great. That was so good. I've lost my train of thought here now. Well, I was like, the grading. So, the grading. So he had this clip on, and I forget the name of the podcast. I do want to give him a shout out because they had a BGS, an ex-BGS grader on there. And funnily enough, he was talking about how graders, they were called Sports Card Madness is the podcast. So I'll give him a bit of a shout out, Sports Card Madness. And the guy was talking about how obviously graders can't submit to the grading company that they work for because it's a conflict of interest. So what they do, Source, is they grade through bulk subs and they potentially look for who the bulk subber is, the order when it comes through, because they know their card's going to be in there. So then they grade their own card, And this guy was talking about how some guy was giving himself BGS black labels. I knew you'd love this shit. I knew you'd love it because you said it's rigged from the beginning. Oh, you're disgusted. I knew you would love this story. I knew it.
So you're telling me it's potentially they could be getting a fake what's that card that popped off that had 1 million copies of it, the guy stole all the copies. You could just get fake ones, the Pokemon card, right?
Yeah.
And then just send it in a bulk sub your own card, give it a BGS black label. There you go, happy days. Sell it off.
How crazy is that? Dan said it was 160 black labels.
Guys, come on. If that ain't proof enough why the whole grading fiasco side of things of this hobby is not a complete scam, I do not know what is. I'm not sure. Also, on grading, did you see the other thing about PSAs going back to the blue label?
Blue label. Yeah. I did see that.
Or certain cards or something, the way when they grade, when they're authenticating the auto, but they're not authenticating the card. So it could be a custom card that you get signed, or you print your own card or a fake card. It's bizarre, man. I don't know. That's bizarre. I feel like aren't the grading companies supposed to be there to authenticate only licensed products, or are they just there to authenticate whatever they can make money on? Like,
there it is. There it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Still haven't sent the card to PSA till this day, Doma. So
I know. If I was sponsored by Pfizer, I'd get black labels too. We've said Pfizer enough on this show. Hopefully it pushes the algorithm and, we're trending. It'll say double coverage trending under hashtag woke because we've mentioned Pfizer enough on the podcast. But I just thought you'd love to hear that. And I knew it'd make your day because you love grading and you love BGS and you love PSA and you love that. In all honesty, that guy broke the record for how quick a card can be graded because you saw his card come through and he didn't even look at it. He just grabbed it and just went black label, black label, black label, black label. Oh, maybe I'll look at this one for the 10 seconds because I can't have a toilet break. Oh, 10, yeah, it's probably a 9.5. Yep. But at least he was able to less than a second. This guy was working in millisecond source. Milliseconds. Unbelievable. This shit is cooked.
Right.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It is, yeah, it is, Doma, and I just love it. We look, yeah, people just beware. You just don't know. There's
no point telling people to be aware. Source. No one listens.
Well, this is what I mean. The level of just complexity to everything, on top of each other is just crazy. You've got people doing fake PSA slabs, right? Then you've got people doing fake cards getting through or fake stickers getting through to slabbed with Beckett or PSA. Then you got people literally sending their own card that isn't a black label worthy, and then because they're an inside man, giving themselves the top grade at the grading company because they can. Just the complexity to the shithousery in this hobby just never baffles me, mate.
That's gonna get better. It's gonna get better.
Oh man,
it's about to get better for you. It's about to get better for you because I'm gonna. Finally, Dan says, "What's dumb is I'm fairly certain BGS used the 4-eye check as well, meaning two graders look at each card." Yeah, well, if Saucy and I, for example, worked at BGS and we're in on the whole scam, I'd grade it and give it a source to grade it. So,
thank you. And then you sell it after and split the profits.
I got to find the Adam sent it to me.
Splendor says, I like the protective slab aspect of grading, but it's a total market manipulation scam. Yep, got to agree, Splendor. It is.
Cherry posted it. This is gonna make it your day even better, Sauce. Even better. I thought it couldn't get better, but it's gonna get even better. The Bronny LeBron James Superfractor 101 has been pulled, Sauce. It's been graded, and guess what? It got a 10.
Of course, it got a 10. Why wouldn't it get a 10? They get $8,000 for grading it a 10, you idiot. $8,000.
It's as much as a hospital gets for labeling their patients had COVID to get money from the government. I really want to get pushed onto Rumble or Kick or some shit. That's unbelievable. Nat doesn't think it's a conflict of interest, though. Remember, he's a Lamont. They're all Lamonts. Jules says he's the GOAT. Fair play. That's why he got the 10. His son's the GOAT too. Of underappreciated players. 2 pitches on 1 card, says Adam. This is all-time elite comments. I'm loving it. All right, Sauce. Let's get to... You've got some stories for us. So I'm going to throw it to you. The grading one came out of nowhere.
I have some stuff to show. So we have Topps Knockout has been released. New set. There you go. There's a little bit of a preview of the cards. This is a UEFA Champions League knockout. So I'm guessing it's supposed to be the teams that are in the knockout stage.
Yeah.
I'm guessing so. 40 trading cards, 2 guaranteed parallel cards. Look for autograph cards. I don't know if you're guaranteed an auto per box. Do your research.
Dude.
I believe there is also a checklist. There should be a checklist out of this at some point. And this was the other one, Doma, which is, I'll bring it up here. It was the top cricket legends of the game. It's already been released, I believe. And it's sold out immediately. £5, so it's about 200 Australian dollars. Here's a little bit of a preview of it. I'll bring it up full screen. There you go, cricket legends. There's Ian Botham. What else we got? We got Brendan McCullum, New Zealand. We also got a bit of Glenn McGrath, Pigeon, the Australian great fast bowler.
Good hunter too, Sauce.
Kumar
African Safari.
Kieran Pollard, Dale Steyn, and he's one Wasim Akram. If you're not familiar who that is, then you don't know cricket. And you can check out the checklist. So here's the checklist here. This is straight on the Topps website. Parallels, Glenn McGrath, Brendan McCullum, Wasim Akram, Jacques Callis, Dale Steyn, Kumar Sangakkara, Muttiah Muralitharan, Kieran Pollard, Curtly Ambrose, Kevin Peterson, Ian Botham, Aaron Morgan. It's Owen. There you go. Alistair Cook, Darren Goff, and then the autographs you got Glenn McGrath, Brendan McCullum. A lot of the same, pretty much. Everyone is the same.
Yeah, it's the same. It's a very, very small checklist.
Small checklist, but there's some banger players on there. It would be pretty cool if they eventually did get guys like Sachin Tendulkar, Ricky Ponting, and other guys like that. Yeah, Kohli. They can
give Virat.
So this was obviously a legend set, so a bit more focused on the legends, but yeah, awesome, something different. If you're into cricket, like your cricket, if you're not familiar with cricket, well then stick to what you like collecting. But yeah, just obviously just trying to bring a different avenue, different stuff towards people and spark you in ideas in what you want to collect.
So I'm not going to get everyone's hopes up, all right, but I'm going to try and there's a bit of a spark. You might get a bit excited about this product because there's someone we know in the double coverage family that has secured 1 box on the secondary market. So Dan, you can still go get them on the secondary market. They retail for £95. So you can probably pick it up for $200. It's 1 card, but there's still the possibility for you to get a sealed box. this person in the double coverage family said if he can secure a second box, he's willing to give it to us to rip on the show for him. Obviously, we're not taking the card. We're going to rip the product for him on the show.
As you know, Dom and I are the best breakers in the game. We've done it before at a high level.
They call me Lil D.
You're a fucking idiot. Better watch out they don't put our prices up on break comps, mate.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what's funny too? I might actually advertise it as a break and advertise the spot at like 10G so I can go on break comps. Most Little D. That's what my ex calls me. I knew I was waiting for you, Splendor. I've been loving it tonight. I'm loving it.
The comments are good fire tonight, lads. Love it. It's too funny.
So yeah, it's something a bit different, and you know, Tops have been doing some good stuff. I know it is Fanatics, but they have been doing some. The Tops brand, that is, are doing some pretty decent stuff. A few things left to field, which is good. But
what am I trying to say? It's sort of like as much as you want to give them shit, and they are making a lot of mistakes. They are doing some good things. I feel like the things that they aren't doing or missing out on are probably still outweighing the good things that they are doing. But it's good to see some different sets and different stuff that they're innovating a little bit. Let's hope it can build. Let's hope it can get better. I know we had a lot of doom and gloom on this show and then the future of the hobby and what it means when Fanatics and things and that, and from actions we've seen and what it could mean. Let's still try to have some hope. Let's try to have a little bit of positivity in the direction that the hobby is going, and hopefully maybe they can do things like our mate Tyson, sending someone to meet and greet Tyrese Halliburton at the signing, which it's definitely something that these big wigs and companies could do. They could put it into a product saying there's an opportunity. You can win you win a signed autograph, and you win a meet and greet with the #1 draft pick from that year. Photo opportunity, meet and greet, signed jersey. There's 3 of them in the product that get this, and it's a redemption card, and it needs to be redeemed by this much amount of time. So it incentivizes people to try and rip the product. Like, see how I've just come up with a whole product idea for Tops and Fanatics in the space of 30 seconds, Dom? Like, it's not hard, guys. It's really not that hard. Just be a bit innovative. Do stuff that hasn't been done before. Be a bit smarter. Like, start trying to be timely with your releases as well. Get that up to scratch. Like, that's a good start.
I agree.
That's what we're talking about.
I don't disagree with you. Matty Tabe, welcome. Way too many optic sparkle packs for sale at the moment.
Yeah, well, why would you open them? They're full of shit, Matty. People, getting replaced autos for these optic sparkle packs that are literally just there.
I watched Pugs. Pugs open his. That was a disgrace what they gave him. Brutal. Oh, absolute disgrace. That's the type of shit. I don't want.
That's what I mean. That's why the people, anyone that was when they were just handing out willy-nilly all these autos and that because they had so much backlog, and people were asking for the Ronaldos, asking for Tatums, asking for Currys, and they were giving them out. Doncic's, mate, take it while you can. People that we know had outstanding redemptions for well over 5 years and stuff. And finally getting something back in return that's half decent. It's better than getting one of those shitty white sparkle packs, that's for sure.
Don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
Don't disagree at all.
And then there you go. There's another thing that if you just want to be better than your predecessors, Fanatics, just fix the redemption issue in your products. Like, find a way to fix it. That's it. Find a way to fix it, and people will already look at you in a better light. People will actually look at you. They won't give a fuck what you're charging in your product, because you know what? People are paying for what they get. They open the product and they get the cards that are meant to be in there. They don't get a card saying, oh, your guy hasn't signed this yet, right? So here's a code for you to redeem it for when he signs it. People won't care how much they pay for the fucking product, because you're being better than Panini. And you're still charging the same prices, and they won't care, because they like. I just, I understand that I want to see boxes drop, but the reality is they're not going to. They're not dropping. Now,
I agree.
They're not dropping, right? But they could be better in what they're providing for the price and the service and what they're charging, which is fixing the redemption issue, and obviously, quality of print would be good, but just timely of print.
Splendor says it's bad when the hobby is turned to grown men collecting white sparkles. The thing that would make me happy is if Topps in that cricket set, they actually made a proper cricket set, and there was like the sticky on the dicky is the insert, and it's the sandpaper. It's like a Steve Smith sandpaper card. It's like a triple sandpaper card. It's Bancroft, Smith, and Warner, and it says sticky on the dicky.
Oh, wow.
And there'll be like a Pat Cummings climate change card with a Linta Energy. I tell you what, I love the Australian cricket team, but we've got some of the biggest wankers on the planet playing in their team at the moment. Absolute lemons. Oh. At least the white sparkle packs have a chance to hit a 1-1. Yeah. AMK says better off going to a kid's party and eating a bit of bread with sparkles on it than hitting it. All cricketers are wankers. I love it. Anyway, that's it from us. There's nothing else.
Yeah, very, very little. But yeah, nonetheless, Tom. Probably last thing. Hang on, let me see if I throw that up there, there we go. Let me bring this up. Doma, I was able to get.
Here we go. Can you zoom in? I want to see.
Yeah, hang on. I'll bring it up big.
Oh yeah.
So, there we go. Damn it, I can't click on it, but I could probably zoom it in.
Oh yeah, that's all right. Yeah, there we go. Yes,
that's the one. I got that one, which was pretty good.
Nice.
Then
25.
Also, to 25, I got one of those. But then I also got. Hang on, no, sorry, this is the one I got. That's. I'm talking absolute gibberish. I got this one
so much
to
money.
10. To 10. This one here, right, says the Great inscription on the bottom.
That's sick.
So I got that one, and then I bought one of these because
Dan said
still on the
Dan
site.
says, Saucy, let's see who gets the lower numbered one. Loser pays for a beer.
There we go. Got one of those, and then I forgot what I got. I got another one. I don't know. I bought 3 of them. So there's still some sitting on the site.
Welcome.
I might buy another one. But yeah, it was good. It was a long-awaited drop, which I was very, very hyped for, as you know, Doma.
Bloody oath. So you should be.
He's
one of your favorite athletes on the planet, so you should be excited for it.
I'm obviously looking for the 1 of 1, so if it does pop up somewhere, I'll see if I can get it. But yeah, we'll see. I don't have high hopes. Of getting the 1 of 1.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. On that note, thanks everyone again. The chat has been absolutely mental. Yes, Matt, they are very funny. If you haven't seen them, Volk's old man posts are funny as. Go check them out. It's hilarious. Very, very funny stuff. Easy. All right. Thanks, chat. Thanks, everyone, for jumping in. Everyone that's going to listen, we appreciate the love and support. Feel free to drop a sub and share us. I'm Dom with the Great Man Sauce. Keep living, loving, and breathing sport. It's double coverage. Peace.
Peace out. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports. Double